Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike, and I'm excited to share another Divi tutorial for you. My goal here is to make learning Divi as straightforward as possible. Today we're going to have a look and see how you can set up your text that it can have a gradient in Divi. If this is something that looks interesting to you, just hit that like button below, and let's jump right in. Okay, so this is going to be hopefully a quick one. Let's try and target shorter than 8 minutes. But you never know, it might take longer. All right, so let's start off by, actually, let's just go in here and just create another section. Okay, so once I've created this section, the first thing I want to do is I want to give this section a background color, and that background color must be white because that's the color that we're going for in the top over here. All right, so once that is done, we also want to give this a bit of spacing so that we can clearly see what's happening. So padding, we'll just go 215, top and bottom. Okay, that gives us a nice, decent sizing or space to work with. And inside this now, we want to add in our row. So the row we want to add is because you can see at the top there, we have the text in the center, but we want to make sure it stays in the center there, but we don't want to apply it to anywhere else. So we want to come and we want to use this 3-column layout over here. All right. So once we have that, we want to apply a gradient to the middle one. So if we come into the row settings, we go to column and we go to background. And in background, we just say background gradient, and we want to add a background gradient. So let's pull this across. Actually, let's drop that. Let's move here and 20% over here. Let's put in a gradient color. There's a nice pink color there. And then for the one more, we'll do here at 60%. 60%. And we can add in one more color over there. Okay, so once that is done, let's just delete that one and delete that one. So it's quite a, you can see it. Like if you look at the line, it's quite a unique, very solid particular line. All right, we want to change this. We want to leave it as gradient, but we also want to move it to 150 degrees. So just change it a little bit so that it's a bit more at a diagonal. And then we've got that in there. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to change a bit of the sizing of the entire row. So if we jump back to the row and we go design, sizing, we want to make sure that this is a full row, so 100%. And maximum, we can make this about 1800. That should give us decent space to work with. Next thing I want to do is I want to make sure our gutter width is set to 1. And then once that is done, let's go jump into the spacing. So spacing, we want to make sure the top and bottom margin, is 50, as well as the left and right padding is also 50. Okay, that gives us a nice roundabout space that we work with there. Now you can go and you can add in the text. So what was the text that we had? A new world of possibilities on your screen. So I'm just going to copy that here. And let's go and paste that in. Okay, so I'm using the text module here, but you can also use a heading module if you really want to. I like to use the text module because it gives me a little bit more leeway on what I can actually do with it. So like there, I can select all of that. I can say, actually, I want all of this to be a H2. I don't want it all to be bold. I want a world of possibilities to be bold. Okay, looks like that's not going to work so well. Let's just type it out. New. Why? New world of possibilities on your screen. Okay, so world of possibilities. Let's make that. There we go. Finally you're getting there. Okay, so you can see what I mean about customizable of using the header one. Okay, the next thing we want to do once that's all in is we just want to add a background color to this. So again, I just want to make it white. So the reason I'm making it white is because I want it actually to be the same color as the background. So it takes away the gradient color that you see there and it makes it white. All right. So once that is done, let's jump into the design, heading text H2. All right, what we want to do is we'll make sure this is centered. First things first. Actually, let's make it a little bit bolder so that you can clearly see. No, we don't want to bold it this apparently. Okay, all right. Next thing we want to do is we want to make it black. So the font color must be black. And let's push up the color, the size of the font to about 85. Let's go up to, let's see how far we can push this, 95. Okay, 110. All right, I'm just going to stick with that then. 110 should work. Okay, then the next thing we want to do is we also want to give this a bit of padding underneath. About 50 pixels should do. Now is where the magic starts working. If we come into filters and we scroll down to the bottom, you have this blend mode. So if I select on that and then you go here to lighten and click that, there we go. That's how we get such a beautiful gradient so easily. So let's just save that and let's go and see what that looks like. So if we scroll down, there we go. There it is. If we want to put in the divider underneath it, it's exactly the same thing. Is we just click on add a new module or row. And so then just look for the divider. There it is right there. So it's got very thick over here at the moment because that's the entire background color. So how do we get rid of that? We just go here and we click put in white color and you see it takes that away. And then to bring in the gradient color, we just go back to the design, filters, scroll down to the bottom, blend, and lighten. And there we have it. So if you further thing you can do is you can also just do a bit of spacing on this. And you can do maybe say 250 pixels left and right. And there it comes in the center of the screen for you. All right, and we are under 8 minutes. I hope that this is something that will be useful for you. And if it is, just let me know by hitting that like button below. I'm still looking to do some more Divi tutorials. And if you have any ideas for some of them, just let me know in the comments. I'm happy to help out wherever I can. Other than that, do be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any new future videos that I do release. And then just thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.